Welcome back. What does it take to create a company that will thrive 100 years from now? Former Dale Carnegie CEO Stuart Levine has some suggestions in his new book, The 6 Fundamentals of Success, the rules for getting it right for yourself and your organization. The head of Stuart Levine and Associates joins me now to discuss it. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good to have you. Well, let's start off here. Now, you've obviously spent your professional life looking at these very things. Putting together a book like this, what spurred you to do that?
Well, it seems to me there are a lot of distractions in the world and things that we can't control. We can't control the war on terrorism or the global economy, but we can certainly control our own career and our own business direction. So there are some 6 fundamentals that we've identified.
And those people who have found that their career is not in control are trying to get control by starting their own businesses. Now we have tremendous entrepreneurship and the post-dot-com boom, and people are thinking about these things. How do they create a company that in the future will be there and continue their legacy?
Exactly. And so the first fundamental, as an example, is know how you add value. A critical component, see your customer, as an example, as a person. So if you're working in a health plan and you're at a customer relations desk, make sure you understand that that person has some needs, they've got a family, and you want to really understand what your customer is all about.
Because they'll stay with you if they feel they're getting value from you, not just a simple service or an available item.
Exactly right. And also in that fundamental, make sure that you act like an owner, that in fact you take pride in your work and be as efficient as possible.
Do you have to be an owner to act like an owner? How does that break down if you're an important cog in a big wheel?
Yeah, I think that's an excellent question. I think ultimately you don't have to be an owner, but if in fact you want to be promotable, you want to control your own destiny, it's good to act like an owner and assume some responsibility and accountability for your actions.
The second fundamental, communicate up and down, inside and out. Explain.
Yeah, very important that as we do strategy in our company, it's critical that you have good communication plans and then skills. So as an example, we say in the book, make sure that you have a rhythm of communication. Make it sure, as an example, that you cut to the chase. If you ask somebody for a 5-minute meeting, make sure it doesn't go on an hour or two. That doesn't help your cycle of communication. If it's important, make sure you say it twice.
And when it's already sold, don't keep selling it. Right?
Exactly right. Exactly.
Say thank you is one of the things in here. This doesn't happen often enough. Too many people apologize too much about things that they have no control over, but they don't say thank you enough.
Exactly right. And, you know, these things may sound obvious as we chat about them, but they require a discipline. And the most successful people embrace these fundamentals with discipline because, as an example, saying thank you is a fundamental, and we as human beings relate to people that reach out to us.
Appreciation, everybody yearns for it. Fundamental number 3 is know how to deliver results. It seems somewhat obvious, but in your subsets here, you have the action plan for that.
I think the action plan is, in the old days, your mother might cook spaghetti and throw it against the wall to see what's stuck. Ultimately, in business today, the profit margins are not as great as they used to be, so we've got to use all of our resources. Make sure that you identify, as an example, what your objective is. Understand who's got to be included, and that you have some good communication processes in there. Take control of those getting results.
And understand that there might be 1,000 other people trying to reach those same objectives.
Without question. And never sacrifice your career for what we call in the book the kings and queens of chaos.
Yeah.
Those people that say, you know what, we tried that lane 5 years ago and it didn't work, it can't work. They distract.
The nattering nabobs of negativism that are found in the corporate world these days at times?
Exactly right.
Fundamental number 4, conduct yourself and your business with integrity. This should go without saying, but we've had a lack of integrity in many circles in the past several years.
Yeah, it's critical. Just as an example, I believe that in the next 5 years we'll see more disclosures in what I'll call the post-Enron era, and there are a lot of innocent people getting hurt. So number 1, make sure that everything you do reflects on you well and that you have good integrity. Surround yourself with ethical people, because just as you and Bloomberg have a brand name, so do we as individuals in the workforce, and you've got to be very protective of that.
Fundamental number 5, invest in relationships, and you top that off with set up a relationships radar screen. How would you do that?
Yeah, just visually, if you could think about the radar screen, that green dial that we see, and you have that sweep hand, and you see the planes that are ascending and descending into an airport, and you see those blips. Well, in life, you want to be able to touch people on a regular basis and make sure not that you talk to them not just when you need them, but in effect all throughout the year, and manage those relationships.
Keep touch. And finally, gain perspective is your sixth fundamental.
Yeah, perspective is very important. And so, as an example, many people in this economy have had some reversals, and what we say is setbacks make you stronger. In my case, as an example, I was a New York State Assemblyman when I was 26, a Republican, got caught in that Watergate deal, and on one evening I was terminated by 23,000 people, rather, a sobering statistic. The point of that is you then define yourself. Are you defined by some vanity license plates, or are you defined by your actions, by the fact that you're a good dad and a loving spouse? And so we want people to understand that you control your own destiny by defining yourself.
Stuart Levine, thank you very much. Once again, the book is called The Six Fundamentals of Success. We have plenty still ahead on Bloomberg Small Business. Stay with us.